everybody. Welcome to MyCounselor.Online. I'm Tori, and I have the honor of getting to sit down today with one of our counselors here. This is Melissa Abello. And Melissa, I am just so excited to hear about your story. I feel like I have not gotten to really get to know you, and this is just going to be great. So I want to start by just giving you the mic and letting you tell people your story. You know, what's your story as a counselor getting here?
Yeah. Well, my husband and I are both ministers. And originally, when I went to grad school for counseling, my heart was really just to be more effective in the ministry, to help married couples, help families, because I felt really inadequate at the time. Like, how do I help people? And obviously it evolved from there, and I decided afterwards not just to pursue ministry, but then to pursue it in like my license and getting licensed as a therapist. And I've now been working as a therapist since 2013 and have loved it. I've had opportunities to work completely with MyCounselor.Online during that time. Then I also was able to focus on the family for a short period of time, and I did some intensive marital work there where I got to sit with 5 couples at a time with another therapist and do intensive work for 4 to 5 days, which was also a really powerful experience for me as a counselor. And so it definitely feels like I've evolved since then and gotten to the place that I am now, and I'm really thankful for that experience. So
yeah. I mean, you're so skilled at marriage counseling. And I think that is just some place that I feel like is often lacking in ministry in the church, because I feel like there's this stigma around, keeping our marriages sort of private and not talking about the problems. And so I think people like you and counselors like you are so important to having those healthy marriages. So I love that, and I love who you are. And I would also just love to hear how you found MyCounselor.Online and what your role is here today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually found MyCounselor.Online when it was previously called the Relationship Center. It was 5 minutes away from where I lived, and I applied and I got the position, and I did my provisional license here at MyCounselor. And then moved to Columbia, Missouri, where I am now, and moved the practice here and I oversee the Columbia office now. And then I'm also responsible for training and supervising a lot of the therapists that we have here at MCO, and am responsible for helping with the clinical development of our clinical program, helping the clinical director with that. And then my other role really is kind of a guardian of the culture. We're growing as a company, and so my role is really just to protect the teamwork spirits in our company. And so that's the other role that I play as well.
Awesome. So tell me about the clients that you're seeing. What clients are you typically, connecting with and thriving alongside?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say that predominantly I do marital work. I think those are the clients that I see the most. And I would say I range from working with emotionally destructive dynamics and relationships, and I also work with just like basic communication issues. But I think where I specialize the most is probably in what we would consider affair recovery. And so I tend to work well with clients which I never thought I would necessarily specialize in this, but found myself really enjoying working with couples that have actually encountered affairs, whether it's the male or the female committing an adultery against the other, and just walking them through the process of regaining trust and healing the wounds from that, and then recouping the marriage after we have reestablished trust. And just amazing, because I've been able to see couples that at one time were, their marriage was dead and there was an affair that happened, and then we do work, and then afterwards their marriage is way better than it ever was, and so that's like a miracle to me to watch that kind of work happen. And then the other thing that I do a lot of is also sex therapy. So I see couples that struggle with pain during sex, have arousal issues, and maybe desire differences. Those are kind of the things that I tend to work with when it comes to sex therapy. So, yeah.
Awesome. I love that. I love just how skilled you are, and just there's so much, that needs help and counseling, and there's so much that you're able to speak into, Melissa, as a counselor. And so my last question would just be, what can individuals or couples expect in a session with you?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking that. I think the first thing is just a safe space. One, for them to be able to be honest and authentic and real with me. But I think the other thing is for me to maintain safety between them. I think sometimes couples come in and they're worried they're just going to go at each other in therapy and then leave. And really, my goal is to create a safe space to help them to stay safe, even with one another during therapy, so that they can really hear each other and get to a different place. So that's something they could expect. I think the other thing they could expect is just that I have had experience in this. And so that, them coming in for the first time, this is not the first time I'm sitting with a lot of what they're dealing with, whether it's affair recovery or communication issues or sex therapy, that I have lots of hours of experience and don't feel fearful or scared of going to those scary, dark places with them. And just being there with them and helping them walk through that in a way that's healing and helpful.